And this is a, are we, okay. Professor Ratcliff, Camino College in Torrance. And you are in my Summer Fashion 10 classroom. And we're demonstrating the clothing construction book that I have. You can go under Priscy's House of Design, Inc.com, and purchase my technique book. And you can learn all the professional sewing in that book because it is in color and all the samples are on there. Demonstrations to show you how to do them, plus this YouTube. All right, so we're doing a patch pocket. I see so many people sew a patch pocket and you end up having this to the inside. Tacky. Okay, I'm not gonna say who the designer is, but I got a good deal on this one. All right, it is a designer, but the patch pocket isn't incorrect. So what we're doing is a line patch pocket where it's lined and then we turn it inside out. We cut the corners and when you sew it on, it looks perfect, okay? We're making our own patterns. And the reason that this is dark, because you need to backstitch. Always backstitch at the beginning and at the end, all right? We don't want our things to come open. So we're backstitching. We have our seam ripper and our scissors. Backstitch in the same spot that you started. This is a corner, so you may need to walk over. Walk over means I'm taking the wheel over, putting the needle down so that I have a perfect corner. Slow it down, walk it down to the corner, turn. Always turn toward you if you can't stop on the dime. Slow it down. These power machines go fast. We are on a Yuki power machine. We're close to the end. I'm backstitching. I'm done. Okay, you may need to saw with the arm so that your thread comes out and it does not break where you have to thread the needle back. We hate to stop and it takes a minute to thread the needles. Do your pile. Take all your threads off so that they're not on your clothes. All right, so what we're gonna do now is cut the corners so that our corners are crisp. I did do a little line right there so that you can cut them so that they can be very square when you turn them inside out. If you have a shirt turner, you can use a shirt turner as well to make your corners very neat, but they should be squared. We're going to cut this part off right here. Okay, now we're going to turn the pocket inside out. This is a little long too, and it looks like it may roll with the fabric, the muslin that we're using. So I'm also going to cut that off. Okay, make it kind of even so that when you're turning it inside out, you don't see the imprint. Now we're going to turn it inside out through that little hole. If your fingers are bigger, you may need to make your hole a little larger. We're doing a patch pocket, and AKA the pocket is lined. A lined pocket, a lined patch pocket. And you want it to look very neat. So we've turned it inside out now, and I'm going to use the point of my scissors. You can use a shirt pointer to make my corners pointed. Okay, there's my point. There's my point. And there's my point. Also, you can use a stick pin to bring them out so that you don't take it all the way. Sometimes it'll open up. So they should all be at a point. Okay. And there is our pocket, patch pocket, which we're going to sew on fabric. So just to pretend this is a shirt or cargo pants or a blouse. So how do we put them on top? So here's our opening, and we're going to put the opening at the bottom. So I want you to press it before you put it on. Isn't that nice and neat? So another thing, since we already have the line here to make it look so neat, you can also sew across it so that you can have a nice, neat line. Notice the technique that I'm using each time. Get all of your threads off, okay? And you may say, well, I like that. It's a nice patch pocket, but I want mine to be a little bit more defined. So I'm going to put one across the top as well. Now it looks even better. So when you're making custom things for people, you want your outfits to look better than what's in the store. So that looks so neat. Patch pocket. And students are watching. Now I'm going to sew it so that I can put it in my sample book and it looks neat. Okay? All right, we can pink the ends with pinking shears to make them look nice, or we can just flip them under. Make sure that your pocket is on straight when you get ready to sew it. We're making a patch pocket, and I'm sewing on the edge. Okay, don't try to do it in the middle and then it comes out looking crooked. Walk it over at the end. Okay, now I'm going to make sure that I stick in my little part, because I didn't iron it, so that you can't tell where the opening is. Walk it over. And I got off the grid again. Down here. Mistakes do happen. But the reason we're using black is so that students can see the stitch across the top, and I can see it and grade it properly. Okay, so you see as the back it looks very neat, and on the back it is on the corner. However, we're not putting our clothes on backwards. So if you see right here, I got off the grid. So I'm going to get back on the grid. A little back stitch on the grid. And just kind of smooth into that lane. Okay. And you know, practice makes perfect. So if you don't get it right the first time, that's why you have a seam ripper. So that you can do it right. And we'll take this little part off. And then I got a little piece down here that I don't want showing. So I can take that off as well. Off the back. I'm like right on the edge of the grid. It's actually on there, but with the black it looks different. So if people are paying you to do something that looks professional, to sew professional, you want to get rid of all the kinks so that they have no reason to say, well, you put that on there, can you discount it? This is not Target. So master your craft. There's also finishing companies that you can go downtown to have them finish your outfits to look very professional. So, you know, if you drink too much coffee and your hands are shaking, But ultimately, that's our patch pocket. Right? And a patch pocket, you're supposed to go in and put your cell phone or different things in. So do not close this up. If it's closed up, I'm taking 5 points off. But look how neat it looks. Okay? You're supposed to be able to put something on the inside of it. All right, Professor Ratcliff, El Camino College.